What's up, everybody? All right, so I think for the 100th time, I'm gonna go ahead and address this whole 2003 conspiracy theory, plus Natania Rueben. And granted, this is not. I'm not going to drag her. I promise. I'm not going to drag Natania Rueben. However, I have some advice for her. We're gonna go ahead and get into all that. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Let's go. What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Talk the Real Deal with AT2. And yes, I'm your boy AT2. How everybody doing? How everybody living? How everybody feeling? What's up, everybody? Let me say what's up to the people before we start. What's up, Sexy Nessa? What's up, Miss Kitty Cat? Could you don't fail me now? I hope you had a great birthday, by the way. What's up, Sunshine? How you doing? What's up, Maria? What's up, Angie? Said come to AT2 Live to support Hagar Plus. Mm. Dang, Sunshine, you already spoiled the damn surprise. But yeah, go ahead and read Sunshine comment, by the way. What's up, Kiki? Thank you for being here. I still have the wrench on you. I'll take it off by the end of the year, but I still got the wrench on you, so thank you for being here. What's up, beautiful? What's up, Callie? What's up, Keisha? What's up, Ronnie? Shout out to Ronnie. What's up, beautiful one? What's up, Dana? What's up, Brave? Shout out to all my AT2ers, all my members, by the way. What's up, Elizabeth? All right. Well, without further ado, first, let me shout out the B Theory. It's the B Theory on Twitter. Shout out to them. They have been reposting me, and you guys kept telling me about them, and I finally went over there to their page, and they had reposted me and stuff. So I want to say shout out to them. I think this was the shirt where I actually exposed Jaguar Wright in. Yeah, my pink Tokyo shirt. That's actually pretty funny. What's up, Casey? What's up, Grifty? Anyway, so shout out to them. I do want to point out a few things regarding this whole 2003 conspiracy. You guys know I've been like, please stop putting 2003 in my chat. I've been going back and forth with all of this, and um, my anger is honestly not even with the content creator. It's more or less that it confuses. Well, I guess there is a problem with it because it confuses people, right? I know when I was saying 2003 in my chat, everybody was kind of like, huh? 2003? Like, what's going on 2003? Like, I'm confused. So, again, the narrative was that the accuser, Jay-Z's accuser, she got the year wrong. But if you use the year 2003, it more or less matches up to what she was saying. It's not even about whether or not that is accurate. The problem is still relies on Tony Buzbee and the accuser, because now if you're saying that the year is wrong, then that cancels everything out. And yeah, her story is now voided out if you change the year. It's a completely different narrative. Oh no, it's okay, Sunshine. You didn't have to. Sorry, didn't want to steal your glory. Happy real birthday. Thank you. I appreciate that. No, you didn't have to do that. I was just kidding, by the way. I'm sorry. Anyway, so that confuses people when you're using that whole 2003 narrative, because it confuses everybody, and also it takes the story to a different level because, okay, now she's 16. Now assault is assault. Like, I'm not saying, oh well, that means the assault didn't happen. The assault is less than. I'm not saying that it's less than. Hopefully you guys aren't getting that message. But again, if the lawyer and the accuser can get the year right, can't get the age right, that says a lot. And more or less, I feel like we know deep inside, and again, I can't speak for that content creator, but they have to know. Um, we want to believe something that is possibly not there. And what I mean by that is, instead of looking at it as like this girl got it wrong, well, let's try to find out if she got it right. Instead of trying to figure out if the girl got it wrong, let's figure out how she got it right. And that's what I'm seeing. We're all going all over the place. We've been around the world and now, and the story that now people are trying to formulate, it's not what the accuser is saying, and it's not what Tony Buzbee is saying. So it confuses people. And then again, just like Stephanie said when she came up here, if you change the story, then yeah, they're gonna be like, well, why all of a sudden you're changing the year? Well, not the story. You're changing the year. Now all of a sudden you're changing the year. That's even going to more or less prove that, yeah, you ain't telling the truth about this. This is fake. Also, I know a screen grab was showed of like the MTV Movie Awards and Diddy hosted that year. Yes, the movie awards he did host in 2003. However, the girl said the VMAs. It's two different things. I don't think MTV still does the movie awards anymore. I'm not sure. But I know they used to do the movie awards in June. And then in August, September, that's when the VMAs, the Video Music Awards. And she's saying the Video Music Awards. She's not saying the movie awards. So again, it's like, I don't know, maybe it was a mishap and the content creator was so excited that they thought, "Oh, I got it! I finally got it!" And it's no, no, you don't have it. Also, I learned that Jay Z and Diddy, they both threw after party. Jay Z had his at the 4040 Club, and then I don't remember where Diddy had his, but they were at two separate clubs as well too. Yo, thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. Thank you. And shout out to Mark Nash TV. I'm sorry I didn't come up. Once I got home, I got distracted, and yeah, I'm sorry about that. We'll have to plan something though. But shout out to Mark Nash TV. Make sure you guys follow his channel. But yeah, going back to what I was saying, they were both at two different after parties. Now, if you want to say, okay, well, they was at the after party, and then you have to remember the girl said she was picked up by dawn. So that's around 6 and 5 a.m. So say if they didn't leave the club until 4, things would have happen. Things would have had to have happened so quickly in that little short amount of time after the club got out until when they went to the like, you can't just tell me as soon as she got to Jersey they did all. Nah, something ain't right about it. And I understand, Jersey is about 30 minutes. I'm not too. Shout out if you live in New York or Jersey. I'm not too sure. Like, it's about a 30-minute drive, right? You can't do that so quickly. Um, I don't remember the year or age. I was M-worded by my father's best friend. I remember I was in elementary school, so I guess the trauma. No, that's not what I'm saying. But that's a totally different thing too, as well, Maggie, because you were in elementary school, so it's harder to remember things from. I'll say, well, shit, it's hard to remember yesterday if I'm to be honest. Like, say if you were like 6 or 7, yeah, that's more or less more difficult. But 13 compared to 16, 16 you're in high school. 13, I believe you're still in middle school, right? 13 you might have just had became a freshman. But if she's now 16 years old, she went to the VMAs. Like, there's stuff that you would remember. Going to the VMAs, you would remember that. That's not something that you would be off by. Like, for example, I went to the Bahamas when I was 18. I remember I went to the Bahamas when I was 18 because no, actually, I messed up. I was 19. I was supposed to go when I was 18 for a graduation gift, but because it was hurricane season, we had to go the following year. So that's off by a year, right? Or a few months because my birthday's in, well, yeah, y'all know when my birthday is. So that would be off by a little, right? But 3 years, that's quite a lot. And then you got to take to account the father does not remember this. The father does not remember. And what a lot of you guys are now saying is making up an excuse. I've heard two different excuses. And put a one in the chat if you heard this. I heard two different excuses. I heard one, the father might suffer from autism. So now y'all think the dad got autism. And then two, y'all said, oh, well, maybe the dad didn't remember it because she got the wrong year. No, y'all, he would have been able to say, oh, no, it didn't happen that year. It happened this year. Or he would have said, I'm not sure. He has no recollection of it at all. Like that the reason why he was trying to be so careful with I have no y'all know what the hell I'm trying to say. The reason why he was saying that was because in legal terms you don't want to say I don't know or I don't or flat out no. You want to leave it to the interpretation that it could be something, you don't want to say no exactly. So I can't recall. I have no recollection of it. So that's what he was trying to say. He was trying to put it nicely without just flat out saying no. Again, I don't care how horrible of a parent you are. I can't believe a parent would say, "Ah, nah, that didn't." And listen, it's Jay-Z and Diddy, and you don't know what a celebrity, and you're not saying nothing. It's just too many excuses to find out if this happened, rather than, "Hey, this ain't making sense." And again, I told you guys the other day, you have to take yourself out of it. You can't go, oh, because I'm a victim, then this person was victimized. No, you don't know that person. You know what happened to you, but you don't know what happened to that person. You don't know them. Do you know them? No, you don't. Just like we don't know Jay-Z, we don't know Diddy, we don't know any of these people. But if a story doesn't make sense, a story don't make sense. That's a good question, Abby. Why did she not speak to her father when she filed the lawsuit? That would have made a huge difference. And it seems like, did they not interview the dad? And I'm talking about the lawyers. The lawyers didn't like say, okay, what witnesses do you have? And like actually speak with those witnesses. But again, people are under the impression, oh, Tony Buzbee is a great lawyer. He would have did all his nah, no. Don't put nothing past Tony Buzbee. Do not put anything past him. You know, we don't know Tony Buzbee personally, so how can we say, oh yeah, for a fact we know that he would do his due diligence and make sure. And again, one thing that I find suspicious is that he says, oh, my client will take a lie detector test. A lie detector test doesn't determine anything in the court. It's not upheld in court. You know what I mean? Thank you, Marlon. I appreciate that. Thank you. Not all of them are hoes now. Not all of them, but thank you. I appreciate that. Maybe she did not speak to her dad, but he ain't rolling with the BS. He don't want to get sued and caught up. Well, that's the thing. A lot of people, Mark, are saying like, oh well, she didn't tell him. No, she said she lied about her whereabouts. Now, I will say this: it doesn't say yes. I told my dad that. No, not that one. Not one. Where is it? Where is it? Right here. No, it doesn't say, yes, I told my dad what Jay-Z and Diddy did to me. It doesn't say that necessarily, but it said plaintiff called her father, admitted that she lied about her whereabouts, and asked him to pick her up. Plaintiff's father arrived to pick her up shortly before dawn. Now, if you had to pick up your child Before dawn, what's up, Teresa? You had to pick up your daughter before dawn. Marie, let me use Marie because Marie is a parent. Hold on, let me use University with Marie. Shout out to University with Marie. Subscribe to her. But if Marie had to pick up her child before dawn, drive 5 hours to pick them up, 5 hours to get there, and 5 hours back, you're telling me that you're not asking your child questions about what they were doing? On top of that, you're not yelling and screaming at them all like, what the fuck is going on? You got me out here. Like, that's significant right there. That's very significant. I've seen somebody, and your comment went so fast too, but the school records. Exactly. What them school records look like on that day. I'm very curious. Because my thing is like the way they're holding on to her identity is because once we find, listen, people were judging just by the shadow, right? Just imagine when we find out who get her name, and then people do their investigative research and stuff like that. Oh, it's over with, y'all. It's over with. And I'm not saying that I want that girl to be bullied. Let's be clear. I'm not saying I want her to be bullied. I am not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is once the public gets a hold of it, and this is what we do, we make our own opinion, right? She was at the gas station. See, that's the other thing, Mark. She was at the gas station. So she waited to the gas station till her dad came and picked her up. And yeah, that yeah, that's just not making sense. Is there any evidence for it, or is it only he said, she said? Mona, it's only he said, she said. That's the other thing. There's no evidence at all. And a lot of people are saying, oh, well, it'll come out in discovery. They'll be able to find. No. I think we don't talk about this, but a lot of times there will be cases for SA or the other thing. There'll be a lot of cases for that where there isn't a lot of evidence. It's more like time and place and stuff like that. And those cases have to be proved without a shadow of a doubt that yeah, it happened. But again, those cases are hard to prove. So there are situations where there won't be any evidence. However, with this one, the timeline of everything, um, the excuses aren't really making any sense. It's a lot missing. And again, a 13-year-old with autism is in New York, and no, and basically she's saying that the 20-year-old friend dropped her off and just left her there. And the friend wasn't with you. And by the way, this same friend is no longer here. If this is true, the friend is no longer here. So how do we know? Breeze, it's a money grab. I can't disagree. I can't disagree with it. Yeah, the friend left her. Listen, there's a lot of people who, if this story is true, there's a lot of people who failed this girl. A lot of people failed her. But then, if this is a lie, and there's another conversation because I've seen it in my chat too, where people are saying, "Oh, well, the girl is autistic, so her memory is good, so she wouldn't lie about that." And I think we're taking it like depending on what scale of on what spectrum you are on, that doesn't make you absolved from making mistakes or being incorrect about things. It does not absolve you from that. And shout out to DC, the Purple Diva, the purple hair diva. She was here a couple of days. I think it was it last night. No, it was another night. And she was saying like I'm an autism mom, and yeah, that doesn't excuse you from lying or maybe making up something. Like yeah, that has not the autism has nothing to do with this story possibly being a lie. And I hate to be the one. And again, I don't mind being the bad guy, but I have to keep it real. It does not absolve her from lying or being incorrect by the information that she's given to us. Mr. Troy, I would have to disagree with you on that. Yes, it do. Let me read your full statement. Hold on, I might be disagreeing. I'm with the wrong thing. I'm sorry. She's an autistic girl that wanted to be a groupie, but okay, she made mistakes, but that don't mean she ain't happened. Um, Again, it's a lot of inconsistencies with her story, and especially if one, her witness is not alive anymore, and then two, her dad is saying, "I don't remember it" or "I don't know." Like, that's pretty big. That's pretty big. And again, you have to remember the Jay-Z and his team, basically the way they're framing it is that Tony Buzbee is just throwing people out, like he's gathering quote unquote victims and accusers and like trying to basically create stories and narratives, and it might not be true. No, see, Teresa, I don't agree with that dad got paid off. That because if the dad got paid off, that would be something they could prove. They could subpoena the dad's, phone what was it that Milagro got caught on because they saying Tory Lanez paid her off allegedly. They'll, you could subpoena that stuff if they are in fear of the dad. If dad has been paid off, they could subpoena like his bank statement or something like that. Unless Jay Z flew somebody to give him cash or something like that, they could prove that. So that excuse wouldn't work either if the dad was paid off. Like, I don't believe that either. Thank you, Marlon. We all know the course will rip her to shreds. Yeah, and this is the sad thing because, and thank you by the way for the super chat. This is the sad thing because when we look at this girl probably didn't even want to come out with this story. I don't think this girl necessarily wanted to. I feel like somebody, either her husband, because I know she has a child, but I don't know if she's married or not. But either whoever is with her, living with her, or possibly Tony Buzbee allegedly, I'm thinking somebody pushed this girl to do it. I think somebody pushed her to do this. I don't believe that she wasn't told, or maybe somebody put a bug in her ear, like, "Hey, you think you might want to?" Something's telling me this is off. This is all the way off. I could definitely see somebody telling her, like, "Hey, uh, say the story, make it up." I hate to put it that way, but I wouldn't be surprised. You just said she never told anyone. She never told anyone. No, 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 no. That's not what I said. Her friend, who's a witness, stated that. Well, the friend who dropped her off, um, that friend is now deceased, right? And then her dad said he can't recall it at all. So those would be the two people to know. Those would be her witnesses. But if they're saying like they're not, come on now. Tony Buzbee went silent. Yeah. Right. It's not personal. Again, this is not your story. Damn it. This is not your story. And I'm not yelling at Maggie in particular. I'm yelling at everybody. Again, when we're telling these stories, we are not talking about your story. We are talking about this particular situation. You guys have to get out of your emotions. Like, stop that shit right now. Stop it. We are not talking about you. We are talking about this situation. Yes, you are always going to revert back to yourself and your own personal experiences. We all do it. Every time we're telling a story, we are all doing it. I've told you guys I've been a victim before, right? I told you guys that. But I'm not throwing my personal experience into this because it has nothing to do with me. This is strictly on the victim. And I'm sorry to be stern like this, but I have to be stern or you won't understand me. Where's the NDA she signed? That's a great question. That too. Yeah, that would be proof. Now you can't tell me that they threw that away. You can't tell me that. With autism, yes, and that's the other thing too. What's up, TD? That's the other thing. Like, because one, we have one side that says, okay, well, because she has autism, she would tell the truth. She wouldn't lie. And then there's another perspective where, okay, well, if we're saying that she has autism, then on the other side, she could be easily influenced or manipulated. It could literally go both ways. It could literally go both ways with it. Oh, they're all paid actors, and I don't know. That's the thing. We honestly don't know. It could be. It could until it's proven. You know. She said she didn't read it, nor did she get a copy of the NDA. I know she signed the NDA, but I don't remember. I know she did not get a copy of it. I do know that for a fact. She did not get a copy. Again, a lot of the details that we are asking, it's not in the lawsuit. That's one of the other problems. Like, a lot of the details and questions that we have, like, well, how does this make it's not in the lawsuit. And I think that's also why people are able to run with the theories. Because, and what's up, Mary? What's up, Melanie? I see y'all. Um, People are able to run with the theories because at the end of the day, it's kind of left to for us to fill in the holes. And right, mind your business. That's right. We have no idea what side of the spectrum she's on. She was able to do an interview, so I can't say that she. I don't know. I honestly don't know. And again, there's different like maybe she could have let me know if I'm saying it wrong, but Asperger's. And I've worked with a couple of people who had Asperger's, and you don't know anything. Like, you literally don't know anything. Like, once they tell you, you kind of go like, "Oh, okay, oh, all right, that kind of makes sense." But they're able to work, live, drive, like literally. And I think, some people think when they hear autism, they automatically think handicap. I think that's where a lot of people's minds are going. It's automatically going like handicap, and it's all like, no, 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 no. There's different levels to it. And again, I'm not someone who's an expert on it. I am not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. Disabled. Thank you, 60. Disabled. Yes. If somebody has autism, we're automatically thinking they're disabled. That's the correct word. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm not too versed in it. I don't know. I don't have any family members that have it. Um, the only person I can think of, and I don't know what she got, but my brother's girlfriend, she get a check every month. I don't know what she got, but yeah, she. That's the difference. Shit. I'll have to cut that out because what if they watch this and they get mad at me? But I know she get a check, damn it. Oh, Genesis! Genesis is here. Her interview and facts are unbelievable. When she, oh, I can read it here. Sorry, I always look to the other side to read it. Um, when she is eventually gets revealed, will some people have the same? Oh, that's what I was saying, Nina. Nina, you're right about that. I think that's why they're holding on to the identity of the girl. I want to believe it's for protection, but I feel like they're holding on to this because once it's revealed, they can subpoena the school records and know her, like if she actually lived in Rochester or New York, um, because when I heard the interview, I heard Alabama. I didn't hear New York. Again, Rochester is in upstate New York, so I know that some people upstate New York they do sound a little country. Oh, Love Jones is here. Okay, Love Jones, Melanie. I know y'all live in New York. Like the people in upstate New York, y'all got like a country ass area, right? I knew somebody on Snapchat that lived. It wasn't Buffalo, but it was like this country area in New York, and it's really racist. But they got country accents. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't make me look ignorant. Okay, thank you, thank you. See, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, yeah. Upstate folks. What Melanie say? Hold on. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, possibly she could live in upstate New York. You know, and yeah, they do have accents and stuff like that. So I could expect it, but yeah, it sounded Alabama to me. Yes, it's for her protection, but why let her go? Talking to Buzbee thought this was going to work in his favor, y'all. I'm telling you. Remember, I asked y'all all like, oh yeah, somebody said Woodbury, New York. Okay, I'll have to look that up. Some people said, "Oh no, I think she snuck and did this interview behind his back." No, 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 no. Because where would they know to find her if the girl Buzbee set that interview up, and once it didn't go the way that he thought, it started to spiral. He thought he could get ahead of the narrative, and it didn't work for him. It didn't work. Oh, hold on, because I think you're kind of saying what I want to say, Mark. Diddy and Jay are angels, but I don't believe. Yes, and Mark, that's the other thing. People thinking that we're victim shaming, and it's all like, no, we're not victim shaming. I promise you, we are not victim shaming. We are not. If you come to me and say, "Hey, AT2, I'm a victim," I'm not gonna be like, "Oh, bitch, you lying." I would not listen. I would never say that. Unless you the dude with the botched nose that's over in Brazil getting pissed and shitted on because he's a prostitute, yeah, I'm gonna talk shit about you because I don't believe anything that you saying. But um, besides that, I'm not blaming. Like, if you came to me and said I'm a victim, I'm not going to say, "Oh, I don't believe you. You need to show me proof." I would never do that to somebody that I know, right? Why would anyone put an autistic woman at risk? Even though she is not intellectually delayed, there are other things that pop up with autism, right? Um, and I was wondering too, could they subpoena her records and say like, "Oh, this girl wouldn't have been capable of"? I feel, ooh, I don't know because I know HIPAA, but I think you can subpoena somebody record and be like, okay, well, if she has autism, well, how, what level is she is on the spectrum? And I feel like that's gonna get into a deeper hole where they're gonna prove like, oh, well, this girl could have never been out on her own at 13 years old. Like, yo, it's gonna get really nasty. And I know some people are gonna be mad that I said that, but when you're trying to literally protect your character, um, yeah, when you're trying to protect your character, you're gonna play dirty because Jay-Z is on the defense. Well, no, actually, I don't think technically because he's the defendant, he's on the defense. But now I think Tony Buzbee is on the defense. Um, yeah, yeah, Jess, you asking the right questions. I don't know why I would have to look up sex addictions. I don't know what that relates to necessarily. He has 14 days to respond. Buzbee is 2 for 2 with the liar. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Sunshine. They're going to open all that shit up, and they're going to look in her own personal history. This situation is going to more. This is going to paralyze this woman. And I don't mean physically, but I mean, well, in a certain way, but it's going to be bad because they're going. This is going to be something that we're all going to be able to read, you know? Um, but does she have the mental capacity to sign an NDA? I don't mean to sound ignorant. Real question. And at 13, she shouldn't have been able to sign any NDA without a parent there. That's why also that doesn't make any sense. Like, did she lie about her age? Like, did she lie about her age? I can't, because when you listen to the interview with the girl, she sounds like a little girl. So just imagine when she was 13, she still sounded like a little girl. Literally. She sounded like a little girl during that interview. So when she was 13, you would know that she was a little girl. And I can't imagine a house party and they got this 13-year-old that sounds like a little girl walking around in that. Listen, and I'm not saying Hollywood is not a creepy place and they don't do certain things, right? I'm not saying that. However, if I'm at a party and I'm drinking, having fun, and I see a 13-year-old, I'll be like, what you doing here? You know? And I'm not talking about, oh, the kid's birthday at the park. You of course you drink and stuff like that at the kid's birthday party and shit like that, or like a family function. But I mean, like specifically a house party, an after party. You got a nah, nah. We ain't doing that. What's up, Valentine? Thank you for being here. Yeah, that's a little bit too much. Nah, they all know the get down. Didn't Busby claim most victims were black calling the hotline over? Oh, I do not know that. That's a good question, Nate. I do not know that. This one, I don't know for a fact what she is, but I'm just guessing she Caucasian. That's my only guess. I'm thinking she was Caucasian. So the little shadow and what we seen, yeah. And then I showed you the guy that looked like Mr. Feeney the other day. Well, his silhouette looked like Mr. Feeney. Yeah, well, that is true. Like, if they're all drinking and everything like that, maybe they wouldn't have been able to notice anything. Uh, I don't know about that. Nah. Because listen, I know when I'm drinking, drunk, or whatever, unless I'm like excuse me, unless I'm like blacked out or something like that, I can't imagine that I would not know that there's a 13-year-old that, nah. I would know. I would know. And again, this is not, oh, this is well, we don't know because children can be developed, but a 13-year-old that sounds like a 13-year-old, um, or sounds like a little kid, you gotta know something. Unless she was 13 going on 30, that, yeah, nah, y'all, yeah. I feel, let me say that again, this is all speculative, but I feel like I would know if that was a 13-year-old at an adult after party. And especially with no parent. No parent there, no nothing. And thank you, Kiki. Yes, tell the people to get the likes up. Thank you. But y'all don't know if it's true or not. And I wouldn't never come out either. She's white. Well, she's gonna have to reveal herself. That's the thing. Now, Again, I want to say when you do have a Jane Doe, John Doe, necessarily the public doesn't have to know, but that's not what they're doing. They're trying to get the identity revealed right away. But again, if they keep it private to where they don't, where the public doesn't know, and then the defense doesn't know, they don't know until the trial starts. So again, that wouldn't be fair to them. And another thing is the reason why Jay Z and Alex Spiro is trying to get this thrown out is because they're saying this never happened. They're saying this never happened. And I know they mentioned that New York case with against the Catholic Church where they gave a time range and stuff like that. That was specifically because the Catholic Church was trying to get that case thrown out based on, well, you don't remember what time period it was or when it happened, so how is this real? They were trying to get that thrown off based on time. Jay-Z is trying to get his case thrown out because he's saying it's frivolous. It's not real, it's made up, it's not an actual thing. That's what he's trying to get it thrown off on the basis of. So that's why those are two different scenarios. I know a lot of you guys have brought up that law and stuff like that, but those are two different things. Yeah. Nothing has nothing. They just as guilty as them. Of course, he gonna say that. Wearing drag queen makeup in BBL culture. Wait, are you saying the girl was wearing makeup and? Well, I don't know what that's about, Abby. But I don't know. Oh man, if this wasn't the powerful Jay Z and just a regular crack dealer, Sean Carter, there would be no question. Sean Carter, not Jay Z, would be in jail already. Well, that wouldn't matter either, Cat Girl, because at the end of the day, don't forget this was never reported. It wasn't reported. Our kit wasn't done. Um, yeah, nothing was ever reported. It's just being said now. And I forgot what the percentage is, you guys, but I know that most victims of assault don't come forward. So it's like a high percentage of assault. So I do know that. But nothing was ever, the girl was drugged. She was, assaulted. There's a lot that went on without them taking that girl to the hospital. And right, Alicia, that's the other thing. It's a civil case, so that wouldn't matter either. And just like Jay-Z said, he said, if somebody did this to a child, why are we not doing criminal? Why are we doing a civil case? This should be criminal. Granted, there's a statutes of limitations, but you would think that would be something that they would, yeah. And again, I told you guys from the beginning, when Buzbee said there were 25 minors, I questioned that from the beginning. And the reason why, because I'm all like, okay, 25 minors, right? Why did nobody from the feds, the Southern District of New York, who's prosecuting him, why didn't nobody get those minors? They just went like, oh, we got Cassie and we got somebody else. We don't need to think about the mine. Nah, that because they got Jeffrey Epstein, you know. And what those of you that don't know is that they got Jeffrey Epstein twice. And one, he had a work, he did some kind of work program where he didn't have to go to jail. And then when they called him again, that's when he, committed the unaliving of himself, allegedly. The unaliving of himself, yeah. So they got Jeffrey Epstein twice, actually. Oh, her lie detector test come out tomorrow? Oh. Again, like I said, they can't use the lie detector test in the court. But I mean, if the lie detector test comes out and says she's telling the truth, I, I, I still would probably stand on the side, or more or less be on the side of, I don't think this happened. I think I would still be on that side. Like, because again, is it live or is this going to be something that's pre-recorded? Because who's to say they actually gave her a test? Or they could just come out and say, "Oh yeah, she proved the lie detector," and they just show us like the little script or whatever, the squiggly lines. Like, who's to say that they're Oh, there's no statute of limitations on these kind of offenses. Thank you, I appreciate that, Marlon. Um, yeah. Again, who's to say that's gonna be that's hard? Unless it was live. Well, even if it was live, yeah, lie detectors can be beat. And that's why they don't use them in court. It was on NBC. Okay. Oh, but is NBC gonna be the one to administer it, or is it gonna be in the? That's what I would more or less want to know. Is it Tony Buzbee people, or is it gonna be NBC that? Because I heard who. No, don't tell me who said it. But someone said, "Oh, NBC is working for Jay-Z," and I was like, "Come on now, we can't say." I heard that they said NBC is working for Jay-Z. This is why they did what they. Come on, y'all. The girl's story just didn't make any sense. It didn't matter, y'all. It doesn't matter if NBC was in bed with Jay Z or not. We heard it with our own two ears. Unless Buzbee come out and say, "Hey, they edited those clips to make it sound weird or off or something like that." Unless they did that, yeah, yeah, the polygraph test they might not. NBC and TMZ, okay, yeah, I just don't know. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on from this, but I just wanted to let you guys know I don't believe the 2003 um, theory, and also Busby and the victim have not changed the year of the story. That's internet talk, but they have not changed the year of the story. So that really just cancels everything out because they haven't changed the year. And again, you would think a lawyer would be able to check that stuff before. But he's a great lawyer. All right. Hit that like button, by the way. All right. So, y'all remember Maggie had came up on my channel? She's the girl who is French, but she lives in Canada. Remember Maggie? Shout out to Maggie. And listen, I don't hate her. Please do not harass her. I know some of y'all don't really care too much for her because they say, "Oh, she's Team Jag and blah 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 blah." Listen, when you first start YouTube, you got to figure it out. You got to go through the trials and tribulations. So shout out to IE Network. Shout out to you. Thank you. I did see the video you tagged me in. Once you become a YouTuber, you kind of just trying to find your way. And she's somebody who hadn't been following Jaguar Wright this whole time. So her main thing is, hey, I think you guys are bullying her. And some of you guys are all like, bullying? What are you talking about? Yes. Even Jag can be bullied. And so I think this girl is seeing it seems like everybody hates her. She probably doesn't really understand American culture that great either. So she's not really understanding what's going on and she doesn't get it. And so what it looks like is that this is like some kind of, and Jag is great at this. Somebody said Jag is the Trump of YouTube. She's great at spinning the narrative and making you think like everybody's attacking her, everybody's against her, everybody's lying, they're all jealous of her, or they're being paid to take her down. And so Maggie, she's under this impression that we're all trying to take Jag down, and it's not true. So I know Maggie has done a couple of videos because I did pop up on her channel and I tried to have a conversation. It didn't go well, but that's here nor there. And I noticed that the dopest nerd left a comment, Natania Rueben. And she said he feels so valued. Cite them sources. And I'm just all like, Natania, come on, man. Come on, man. Natania. I'm not completely like devastated as far as like, oh man, like I'm gonna start crying or anything like that. But it's all like, come on, Natanya. Like, I think Natanya should be more neutral. She should be neutral. Natanya reminds me of Maggie because they literally are on Team Jaguar and they're not looking at all sides of the spectrum. And let me tell you something about Natanya. I feel like Natanya should be Jag's friend. Jag need a friend, right? But I think it's best if she does not get involved with the Jaguar shit. Like, leave it alone. Natanya, please, leave it alone. I'm not even saying I hate Natanya or anything like that, so I don't want to get the message. Yeah, I don't want you guys to think that I'm saying that. But Jag needed Natanya. Jag needed an actual victim to tie her story to make it make sense. You know, she needed because if Jag is just out here saying things, yeah, that's one thing, but she needed that connection. She needed Natanya. She's literally using Natanya because Natanya is the actual victim. We know that she was pow in the face. We know, right? We're not disputing that fact, right? But Jag, someone who makes up stories, she needed to make that connection and have somebody who's an actual victim. And I'm just seeing it and I'm all like, man, Natanya, just if this message gets to her, I just hope that she stays neutral from here on out. Stay neutral. Do not get involved in the BS with Jag. It's going to take you down. If you want to be Jag's friend and you want to be a neutral party, I totally understand it and I totally get it. But don't get involved with the BS because you really don't know what's going on. And I'm not saying that to be cocky. I'm not saying that because I think you're dumb or anything like that. I'm saying that because you really don't know. You just got on this platform. You haven't been here the whole 4 years and seen all this. And I bet you anything that Tanya's not watching the videos of Jag saying these things, you know? Right, Love Jones is very unfortunate. Right. She's not watching the stuff that's being said about Jag. If anything, Natanya is only watching pro Jag videos. Like everybody's all like, woo woo, yeah, Jag. That's what she's watching. She's not watching everybody else who is putting the truth out there. And I want to tell Natanya, if you're not going to watch everybody's video, then don't don't get involved. Just stay neutral. Be a neutral party. It's crazy that, yeah, yeah, just be a neutral party. Don't get involved. And to tell you the truth, I'm not mad at her. I'm not angry or anything like that. Like, my thing is just all like, hey, please just be careful because when you get in here and you're picking sides, just know that tomorrow Jag can turn on you. I hope she doesn't, but I hope she does not turn on you. Because we all know Jag, yeah, she'll eventually turn on you when you say something she don't like. She had no problem with Essie Berry until Essie Berry didn't go along with the story that the video was manipulated. Remember that? Until Essie Berry said that the video wasn't manipulated, that's when all of a sudden, she went crazy on her. So, with that being said, if you say something that Jag doesn't like, it's F you. And again, I from what I have seen, Natanya does have integrity. Even with the Lionel B situation, I was all like, well, I don't see anything that Natanya did wrong. Like, she didn't try to come after him or anything like that. If anything, she said she just didn't believe the girl's story and she felt like she was being played. I don't see why that was wrong. Eh, yeah. Um, I try not to be biased, especially if there's a situation where I'm going to be biased. I know not to cover it, right? I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to say anything if I'm going to be biased. I try to leave it alone. And these are one of those situations where, Natanya, please leave it alone. Like, do not get involved in it. Because I feel like you're only going to stifle yourself and push people away. And I'm not even telling her, don't have Jag on your channel. Don't support Jag. I'm not even telling you those things. Listen, I'm not telling you that. But as far as like this drama that's going on, you don't know what's happening. You don't know. You have not been here the 4 years to find out. And you're not actually looking to find the truth. If you were looking to find out what the truth was, I could see that. And then you draw your own conclusion. Right. I hope she is listening. I hope she is. Like I said, I'm not gonna bash her, call her, names and stuff like that, because she didn't call me a name. She just said cite the sources. But how come we never asked Jack to show sources of anything? The box cutter. Did she call the police when these things happen? Like, why aren't we asking Jack for proof? Or we would be looked at as wrong because we're victim shaming if we ask her for proof. Notice Jack always want us to show proof that she's lying. Well, can you show us proof that you're telling the truth? She can't. She can't. That's what a lot of people fail to realize. She can't show us any proof that she's telling the truth, but she wants us to show her proof that she's lying. And the funny part is, this all started because I was just saying, like, oh, I remember Jack did say this about Jay-Z, and she said this about Jay-Z on my channel. That's all that started. Like, this wasn't a thing where I was calling her a liar, but in turn, she got called out because she then was saying, oh, this never happened. This never happened. This never was. Then yeah, you are going to get called a liar. And you literally said it on camera, and then you're turning around saying it didn't happen. That's the truth. Right. She has no proof of this. Right. She said she had a Baphomet on her back and wait of her a back on the back of her neck. Oh, on the back of her neck. Oh, sorry, I read it wrong. When did she have? Yeah, and then I know she said she took the blood oath. Yeah, she said she has said a lot of stuff. And that was the thing too. She was upset with me when I said, "Well, didn't you say that you put blood and your son's ashes in the fentanyl weed and you made your ex-husband smoke it?" She had to admit, "Yeah, I did say that." Again, there's been a lot of shit that this lady has said over the years. We just haven't kept up with it because literally it was like one ear and out the other because she's saying so much shit, y'all. That's honestly the truth. She's saying so much shit we can't keep up with it all. It's a whole bunch of shit she's saying at one time, and then you hear it, and then you kind of forget about it. But we're not keeping like a record of all the crazy shit she has said. We'll be here for years trying to decipher all the shit she done said out the. Now I will say this, like I've always said, there are people who are like Jag historians that talk about Jag 24/7, and they know every detail and facet about her life. That's not me. I just know the shit that she has told me, the shit she said on my channel, and the shit that I have seen. I have not seen everything. I don't claim to be a Jag historian. I just know the important shit. Like, she said this, she made accusations against this person, and then we talk about it, and that's it. As far as her personal life, I honestly don't care. I know I make jokes about her and Odell. I honestly don't care about them. And shout out to Storm because, and I was gonna say this the other day. He was talking about basically like he's kind of done with Jag and that kind of content. Like he wants to move on and elevate. And I don't want to say he said. Did he say that he regretted doing like regretting having her on his platform and stuff like that? Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys. Did he say he regretted? But anyway, it seemed like he had some kind of regret or something like that, right? Necessarily for me, I don't have regret about having her on my channel at all. Like, but I think me um, trying to develop a friendship or a partnership, that I would say probably wasn't the best idea. But as far as having her on my channel, I don't regret that. No. A lesson learned. Okay. Okay, more of a lesson learned. Yes, he said, okay, he did say that. Okay. Yeah. Either way, I totally got what he was saying about it. I don't necessarily regret it. It's like it is what it is. Now, will I ever be cool with her, friends with her? No. At this point, yeah, nah. We don't need no friendship. Mm-mm. No. Um, there's no reason to really have her. Oh, I want to interview with her. No, there's no Listen, the only thing that she can come on my channel and say is yes, I did say those things about Jay-Z. Now she says that that'll be fine, and that's all we need. Just an omission of yeah, I said this about Jay-Z, and you are correct. The video is not doctored. If she want to say that on my channel, I'll be fine. Other than that, we don't need to have a conversation, though. Because again, um, her belief is like, oh, you have me on your channel so you can get views. Well, you're not on my channel right now, and I still have views. There's 500 people in the chat, so yeah. Whether you are here or you are not here, we've been doing good, right? Chat, put a thumbs up if we've been doing good without her. Like, trust me, we're fine. We don't need you. We are a-okay without you being up here on panel just to disrupt and just bullshit, because that's all you do is just bullshit the whole time. We're good. We've been fine without you. We moving on. We trucking on. Listen, and here's the thing too. I hope she's doing good. There were some accusations put out there that maybe they don't have a happy home. Listen, I don't know if they have a happy home or not. I hope that she's not getting, two pieces of a biscuit, pop pop. I hope that is not happening. I hope that is not happening. I again, I've seen some weird shit that kind of made me think like, what's damn. Put a 1 in the chat if you want me to wake it up. Put a 2 in the chat. You don't want me to wake it up. 1 in the chat, you want me to wake it up. 2 in the chat, don't wake it up. Oh damn! I thought my 30-second countdown. So I remember, and I'm gonna say names too. F it, I'm gonna say names. What they gonna do? Fight me? Um, there was one day she came on King Payne's channel, right? And she She's like, look what happened to me. And like she's like bleeding. She had like a cut over her eye. And she's like, look, you had and she said that King Pain had somebody jump her. And I was all like, what the fuck is going on? And I was all like, huh? And but it was never explained what really happened. I know he didn't have anybody jump her. I know she was just making that shit up. But the fact that she came on, so I don't know if she did that to herself and then jumped on camera. But did anybody else see this? Put a one in the chat if you've seen this. Where she had a cut over her eye and she was bleeding and she was like, you had somebody jump me. Y'all remember this shit, right? I'm not making this up. I don't remember what video it was. But I remember seeing that shit and I was all like, wait, like, what the fuck? You know? Unfortunately, yeah, Melanie remember that. I don't know which video of it was his. I don't know. But she literally was bleeding. She had a cut on her eye. She was bleeding. And she's like, you had people jump me. And she was going crazy. And I was all like, whoa. I was all like, this shit is crazy. And so then I was thinking like, okay, well, I know he didn't have anybody do that to her. Like, who actually did it? And that was never answered. That always left me kind of feeling uncomfortable. I will say that. No matter how much she cusses me out or whatever, I don't want the lady to be physically harmed. I wouldn't want that for anybody. Except the dude that's on coke and in Brazil right now getting shit and pissed on because he's a prostitute. Except him, I don't care. But everybody else, I wouldn't want anything physically. I wouldn't want anything physically to happen to them. You know. It seems a lot of people don't know about that. Oh wow. Okay. The splint on her finger. Yeah, I remember there was like a splint on her finger too. I remember that. It's like, what the hell is going on? A splint on her finger, the cut above her eye, and the weird part was that she hopped online, and then I kind of think like, was that a cry for help? Like, help me, you know? Because why would you get online with a cut and then you said that he had some people? That was never explained, and that's the thing with Jag. Jag will put something out there, right? And then it's like it never happened again, and it's all like, wait, no, no, no. I know something happened. You know, it's all like I know something happened. So why are we pretending like nothing went on? It's weird to me. You know, it's very weird. Someone said Johnny Pop. I don't know if it was Johnny Popcorn or not. I thought she was with Odell at that time. Yeah. I know one of the Jaguar Wright historians, they'll probably be able to find the video. I don't know exactly when it was, but it was a few months ago that happened. Mm, yeah. Crazy. Yeah, that's a crazy situation. Like I said, I don't wish no ill will, no nothing. It is what it is. Listen, I'm just going to talk about the information that I know. And anytime that we have to disprove you or, somebody brings up, hey, AT2, did you see this video, one of her lies? I'm going to be here to debunk it. That's it. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I'm here for. Anything that happens outside of that, I don't know. But anyway, you guys, make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for all the super chats. I didn't get any Cash App, PayPal, Venmos, but if I do later, I always thank you guys. I love y'all. Be safe. Love one another. Shout out to my mods. Thank you, Kiki. Thank you, Melanie, for holding it down. Shout out to all my AT2ers, my members. I appreciate y'all. But we out. Deuces, y'all.